And welcome back to the late night show for the website cpluscomedy.com. Like I just said, it's a late night show. Go there, guys. I have to finish a text message that means nothing in the long run, and I just finished it, and I did not say exactly what I wanted to say, but that's what happens when you're texting in the middle of a 30-second theme song. Hi, welcome back. This is late night show for the thing. Late night. We're almost done with this year. There's going to be a point when this show, because the other shows are taking time off, when this show takes time off. Also, I've been doing this new pointing thing. This is very true. I don't know where this came from. I think one day I pointed at Maverick like this, and then I kept doing it. If you have to watch the video to see, no, I'll describe it. It's the rock and roll symbol, the horns with your two middle fingers, your ring finger, and your middle finger are pointed inwards. But instead of holding up like this, I've been pointing all like my thumb, my pinky, and my pointer finger. I've been pointing like that. I have no idea where that came from. I just thought it was so funny, and I've been doing it ever since. Late recording on a Friday afternoon, where I truly am just counting down the minutes until I play Indiana Jones and the Secret Circle, or whatever the hell it's called, the Great Circle. I've been playing it all week long. I don't know the name of the song, the name of the game. I'm looking at a song on the Tonight Show YouTube from Kamasi Washington, who is a fantastic artist. It is a shame that when you come to these YouTube channels, and when shows like Late Night with Seth Meyers used to have musical guests, but when you look at musical guests and they barely get anything. I know it's early. Well, I mean, it's not even early. It's 14 hours past this video being posted. But Ray was just on Kimmel. It only has 13,000 views or something like that. Ava Max was on Kimmel 10 days ago. 55,000. Do they only? And I'm wondering if this factors into how many people get booked, because Kimmel, especially on Kimmel, because Kimmel has a music series, I think, every summer. So the artists that they book will play more than one song for the audience that's there, and they'll play outside, right there on Hollywood Boulevard. I think that's where their studio is. But it appears to me that they have 1 to 2 musical guests per week. And and a lot of it is someone promoting a tour, or someone promoting music, an actual album or anything. And I'm not saying everybody should know all the musicians, but I know a lot of music. I listen to a lot of music. I listen to some one music podcast, really, or two music podcasts. So I've got all my bases covered. The New York Times Popcast and NPR's All Songs Considered sometimes. I have Sirius XM, and today I was listening to First Wave as I was driving to Trader Joe's. I wasn't going to say that. I'm going to say Trader Joe's as I was driving to Trader Joe's, because I turned on First Wave. We'll get to late night in a second. This is usually stuff I say for the Constitutionals. But I turned on First Wave style music, the genre of music First Wave, earlier this week. And then I thought, oh, Sirius XM has a First Wave channel. And then I went to that. And then, when you imagine opening like a new carton of Oreos, however, a package of Oreos, and then having 6 and then going, oh, this is fine. I'm settled. I'm good with having 6. And then you go, I'm gonna have 4 more. And then you have 4 more. You go, oh, that was a bad idea. That's how it was listening to First Wave, the channel. Well, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I should only take that in spurts. All right, let's get on with this late night stuff. Let's start with After Midnight. They had another banner week. Again, a lot of it was filled with people I know more so than last week, but even still, kind of barely. It's wonderful to see Jessica Williams and two of the guys from the show Shrink. They all starring together. But then you have the next day with like Jeff Hiller and Shashir Zameda, which is great, and Vinnie Thomas. They cover a wide range of people here. Then for some reason they had a Superstore reunion with Nico Santos and Ben Feldman, and then they paired them with Francesca Ramsey. See, it's good. Again, I don't know all these people by name. It's good that they have these names in here. All right, I just got a to my very funny text. I'm just gonna put never mind. You know, you can feel when, like, even if you didn't know it was Christmas time, you can feel when it's Christmas time, when it's the end of the year, on late night, because shows are like it feels. And this is not saying anything about quality or anything, but this is across all late night shows. It feels like everybody's just getting towards a resting point, a natural resting stop. For the late show, again, this reinforces my music thing, where their booker books seemingly 1 or 2 acts a week, their music booker, and it barely gets any views. I wonder what it's like to be at a late night show and to hear music, because I've only ever attended one late night show recording and that taping that was here in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Fox Theater for The Daily Show, and that was when Trevor Noah was still hosting. Does this shirt have sweat stains? I mean, it was warm today. A warm 58 degrees. I was wearing a leather jacket as I was doing my shopping, and then it warmed up from 9:01 because I got there early. It warmed up from 9:01 to however long I was in the store. I came out, hit in the face with it warm. Yeah, that's a beautiful Casey Musgrave. She was on a couple of weeks ago. I'll say this out. Look, I'll put this into the universe. If Casey Musgraves and I somehow, if we meet and she was like, "You should come to Nashville," I'd be there in a heartbeat. I'll be there Tuesday. You want to hang out? Oh, Casey, I love you, baby. On date 1, I Ted Mosby it. Hey, but he ends up with Robin in the end, so just saying. After living a good life with his wife for like 10 years. I thought that was a good ending for a show. Dua Lipa was on this week. John Baptiste. Even though John was the musician, the house band, the band leader. That's it. The band leader and sidekick for Stephen Colbert's Late Show for a period of time. It's still, and this might be on Stephen. This might be on him. This might be on the both of them. It still seems as though he and Stephen have met like only a couple of times before. They don't know how to talk to each other. They don't know how to greet each other. I think it might be on Steven because he also does that with his current band leader slash sidekick. They both don't know how to communicate. Kimmel had a nice week with some good gets. Again, and I also think it's so tough for these shows to get views on interviews. Because if I'm a Dua Lipa fan, I'm gonna watch anything, and the same thing with Sabrina Carpenter. I'm gonna watch anything that these people do, and watch their interviews on YouTube for a late show. Dua Lipa has 2 segments, and only one of them is scraping past 184 her views, 184,000. I mean, look at the Tonight Show. Rose from Blackpink was on, and she's about to get 1 million views, or the video's about to get 1 million views. But then you look over at people I like Ray Romano and Lisa Kudrow. Ray's sitting at a pretty 64,000. Anyway, okay, that's whatever. I listened to Rose's album this morning at the gym, and then it ended And it immediately went on to, oh God, who who were those girls? Who was the other girls that came out with an album last week? I'm gonna go ahead and look this up because it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Oh God, I have to go to my playlist that has this music on it. It went over to Twice's new album, another Korean pop band. Pop band. It didn't go to the new album. It went over to the new song, to one of the new songs, Strategy. And then after that, some Bruno Mars, and then, because Rose has a song Bruno Mars. And then it went on to play like TikTok pop songs. And I didn't know any of the people following Bruno Mars at all, which is unfortunate. But when I'm at the gym, sometimes, especially like on a day like a Friday when my body is tired from the entire week, I just kind of I want to be exposed to new music. This is how you listen to new music. I want to be exposed to new music, and I just kind of let it play. It was either that or listen to a new Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre album that came out, where the album cover is a condom. So I'm not prepared. I'm not ready to listen to that. I just don't want to listen to it. I know it's not going to be good. I know I'm not going to enjoy it. And The Daily Show, again, I still have an issue with Jon Stewart. He's now becoming a scab on The Daily Show for me. But Michael Costa had the honors of talking about the United Healthcare CEO's killer being caught and everything. Also, he talked to his SARS guard. And again, you can see that that shows are feeling like they're about to come to an end in the next week, because not everybody is at the show right now. And a lot of the correspondents at the Daily Show, the younger correspondents like Grace Schmidt and Troy Awada, are getting more stage time, which is good. Not that I'm saying it's a negative thing. It's great. I love it. All right, here's a story that I have had sitting in my Notion since June. Woo! This comes from Deadline. Oh, Malcolm in the Middle is being revived. Written by Peter White. Andy Cohen wants to be in the late night conversation. Now, late night is, I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, Never Not Funny. And it's one of my favorite because, A, I listen to every single episode. And even when these guys say stuff that I do not like and it pisses me off, I still come back and listen to it because I love it. But Jimmy Pardo, and I think it was on the Jeff Babco episode, to date this. I mean, this show is of the time, you know. You come to late night lately, and if you're listening to this past the week it comes out, I blame you. But they just spoke to their friend Jeff Babco, and on the episode 3515, season 35, episode 15, that came out December 4th, 2004. It was 2.5 hours, including ads. But Jimmy Pardo, who is a seasoned face in a late night world, so like he is allowed to have a say on this. And Jeff Babco currently plays in the house band on piano, I believe, for Jimmy Kimmel's Cleto and the Cletones band. But the Pardo basically just named Fallon, Kimmel, Seth, and Colbert, and kind of dismissively included. Didn't say that After Midnight was part of the late night crowd. Kind of dismissively included John Oliver, and then to some extent, and also said the Daily Show was like not a talk show. But he's saying like there's no like the talk shows. So the talk shows. So I'm not saying dismissive. The talk shows, which are Kimmel, Fallon, Myers, Colbert, and then there's other late night shows, which are after midnight, the Daily Show, and Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. However, and then, you have Bill Maher. And, that great comedian, Greg Gutfeld. Oh, he's so good at what he does over there at Fox News. But I think late night is all encompassing. It does include a talk show. It does include, look at the Emmy voting rules for the variety show, late night shows, all that stuff. It includes SNL because it does have that weekend update portion. Now, if I'm doing the counting, it's all the shows that are on broadcast. So your Myers, Fallon, Colbert, Tomlinson, and Kimmel, and then also the Daily Show, and also Last Week Tonight, and then Bill Maher, and it doesn't include the idea of SNL. However, if you look at Andy Cohen's show, he's been doing it for a very long time, and even if it's not something that is on, just like the Daily Show's on Comedy Central, and just like Last Week Tonight is on HBO, it's Watch What Happens Live is more or less a late night chat show. So it is a late night show. It's the same thing when you look at daytime talk shows. You have, let's start with the morning shows. You have, on top of GMA, which is always on commercial every time I turn to it. That's not a joke. CBS Mornings and Today's Show. You also have MSNBC's Morning Joe. You have CNBC's Squawk Box. You have CNN's CNN This Morning, a show I used to work on, and then whatever's on Fox News, Fox and Friends. Is that in the morning? I don't know. And then you move on to daytime talk shows, which is different from the shows that are offered on CNN in the news in the morning in that time period. Excuse me. So you have shows like The Talk, which is coming to an end. The View, the rest. I don't know. Jennifer Hudson's show, which has awesome TikToks. The only time I go on TikTok is when I'm posting for C Plus Comedy, and one time last week. I was loading up drafts so I could just post and not have to hang out on this platform. I do not like TikTok, but I was loading up drafts, and when I was loading up one of the drafts, when you load up a draft, it takes you back to the home screen or your For You page or whatever, and the Jennifer Hudson show TikTok popped up, and they have these walk-ins, these introductions that aren't shown on TV, and it's just for the staff. And the staff line up the hallway, this long hallway that leads from the makeup room or the green room all the way down to the stage. And let's say they have Snoop Dogg on, or they have I don't know, I can't think of anybody else on, but they'll make up a song. And if they're a musical artist, it's so much easier. But they'll make up a song involving that person's name with like one verse. So they're like, walking down the street, because that's what Snoop was doing, on the Jennifer Hudson show, saying hi to Jen and Snoop, and Snoop Dogg's holding a bottle of gin. but it's Snoop, and then and they'll clap along, and it's great. It's so fun. I love it. I will not hang out on TikTok, but I did watch so many of those because it was so good. They do it for everybody. Ugh, it was so funny. It's so fun and engaging. That show's. I don't want to watch that show. I assume it's good. Michelle Obama's going to be on next week, as of this recording. Back to the conversation about Andy Cohen. This was in regards to the September 15th issue, 2015. Excuse me. Yes, the September 2015 issue of Vanity Fair. Colbert, Corden, Fallon, Kimmel, Conan O'Brien, Oliver, Bill Maher, Trevor Noah, Seth Meyers, and Larry Wilmore were in this photograph for the 10 late night shows that were on at the time. Andy Cohen was left out, and he said, quote, "I was very conscious that I wanted to be part of the late night conversation." He admits that when he found out he wasn't invited, he thought, this kind of sucks, and he was salty about the omission. I know what we're doing. I know what it means to people, and I know what it means to me. Now, I've seen a lot of clips of Watch What Happens Live. Watch What Happens Live, and you know what? One of them was Snoop Dogg and Meryl Streep, Martha Stewart. It is, it, and even though it's mostly a show that I guess was created to talk about Real Housewives, or any of that stuff, when they have people on that are in the industry and not just like reality show people, it can be a show of late night fun. I mean, look at I harken back to Talk Show the Game Show all the time. That wasn't necessarily a traditional late night show, but it was just this funny thing that was always on. And I just, you can include it because he's had over the course of 15 years a lot of big guests, from Meryl Streep, Oprah Winfrey, Lady Gaga, Mariah Carey, Jennifer Lopez, Will Ferrell, Jennifer Lawrence. He's had a lot of people on, including Hillary Clinton, who took a shot, of alcohol on the show. And it's great because sometimes the audience can ask questions and then you have when Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg were on, Martha wanted to be behind the bar so bad, because that's one of the elements is if you have two people from the same project, they get on the bar. One of them can be on the bar. I think it's great. And just because it does have this element of reality show trash behind it, not that I'm saying that this show itself is trash, but I do think that the reality shows it covers are trash. I still think it fits into this part of late night where originally when late night was on, when it started, not even when it started, but when it was in its height with Letterman and with Cohen, and in some cases Leno, Letterman was this thing of you blink and you miss this funny thing, and you missed it. And now we get to relive it on his YouTube channel, and now his new Fast channel, which is something that exists. Letterman now has a Fast channel on Samsung TVs, or the Samsung TV app. So if you have a Samsung phone like this bad boy, then you can get it. If you have a Samsung TV, then you can get it. I have an LG, baby. We go for the tippy top here. It's 4 years old. The Dolby Vision on it is, God forbid a movie is dark and it's dark for more than 5 minutes, because the TV will dim. No matter what, I have it on settings. I have all the right settings that I set it to, and Dolby Vision will go bye-bye. I think we should start including, especially with late night being a dying breed, there needs to be some sort of welcoming in. Like, look at I love yacht rock. Yacht rock's my favorite genre. I love it. I love it so much. There's a new yacht rock documentary out on Max. I have yet to start it, but I do know that part of it is bringing it, like, they talk about yacht rock and the founders and all that stuff, and also part of it is bringing in these new voices of yacht rock, and I don't mean like new voices, like it's not new bands. There's no new bands creating new yacht rock. A lot of people just covering, but part of it is expanding what yacht rock means. Because if you listen to yacht rock radio on Sirius XM, yacht rock 311, yacht rock radio, I used to hate that guy. I used to hate the announcer, and he had that stupid voice. He sounds like this. And he grew on me, but I used to hate him. I used to turn the channel whenever he came on. And in fact, if you listen to yacht rock radio 2 years ago, when I started listening, they do play the same stuff over and over again, like any one of the Sirius XM stations. But they would never play the Eagles' Take It Easy. Like, truly Taking It Easy. Like, that song would not be played 2 years ago But if I feel as though, and I'm just choosing a song out of the air, but they've really opened up from the 1,000 songs they used to play to like now playing 1,200 or 1,500 because it's yacht rock is soft rock from the 70s and 80s. And then they can choose songs around that orbit. And it's in the same way that if I go to, I'm going to say on the music thing, if I go to LL Cool J's Rock the Bell Radio, which is about as modern rap on my Sirius XM in the car as it gets. Every other modern rap channel sucks except for the Eminem's channel. That one's good. Every single one of them sucks. It's all this cry rapping, this high voice. No, I want to be afraid of my rappers. In the same way I want my rockers to trash hotel rooms. I think it's 1999. Oh, you think anything's going to happen in 2 years? We go to airports? I could just walk into an airport right now, hang out, leave. Oh, this election with Gore is going to be crazy. Bush v. Gore. I don't know. I'm sorry. Ugh. But if you go to LL Cool J's Rock the Bell Radio, they'll play, all that hip hop. They'll play the Humpty Dance. They'll play Missy Elliott. And then they'll play songs that are in that same orbit. Same thing for Sirius XM Fly. I'll stop naming music. I'll stop doing music. But the genres can be expanded. So I think let's include Andy Cohen in the late night crowd. And I'm glad I did this story 6 months later. Listen, if you like what you heard here, head to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where you can see me talk to famous people. I just spoke to Ryan Hansen last week. And this week, I just put out an interview with, I'm sorry, this is so embarrassing. I talk to so many people. Stephanie Sue, Michael Angarano, and Andre Highland. So you can listen to that and watch that on the Constitutionals feed. Constitutionals Entertainment Business News Podcast. You can also listen to LinkedIn Logs, the Jobs podcast. You can watch all those on youtube.com/equalscomedy. You can subscribe to those podcasts wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky at C Plus Comedy. Me at Chad Black White. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to go away now. Bye-bye.